What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Rundown, presented by Rebel Underground. We are alumni. We're not going to really introduce ourselves this time. We're just going to get right into this. Again, this is a podcast about hip-hop culture, and so we're going to discuss some topics based on that. But we also kind of gear this towards artists a little bit, and we want to spit some game. So we're going to do that today and cover a few topics. One of those major topics we want to talk about is breaking down our top 5 MCs. And then we also want to do a little review on a young artist who's coming up right now.
We ain't going to mention that yet.
Yeah, we're going to wait for that.
We'll get to it.
And then we're going to spit some game. We're going to give some tips. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the creative process as artists. So that's kind of the agenda today for us. But let's get right into the top 5. You know, this is kind of a hot topic discussion in hip hop circles. So we thought, you know, early on, we want to kind of establish this, how we feel about this and what MCs have inspired us and who have really, you know, made an impact on our art and our lives through their music. So before we get into the top 5, I just want to kind of put like a disclaimer. Our top 5 lists are going to be like personal top 5s.
Yeah, these are artists that have personally inspired us to pretty much do what we do. Right. As far as MCs, you know, rappers. So right. It's going to be pretty dope. You know, you can kind of pickpocket and see where our minds are at after our top 5s. You know.
Exactly. Now, before we get into the top 5, I kind of wanted to explain this notion that we talked about a little bit before this cookie cutter kind of top 5. And usually this cookie cutter top 5 is based on the lyrical ability. It's based on the impact that MC had on the culture. And then it's also based on success as an artist and, you know, winning Grammys and winning awards and, you know, doing things that, you know, set standards within the music industry. Some people don't like the last one, but I think historically you do have to kind of consider some of that when you make a top 5 list. Now here's the cookie cutter. Here's the cookie cutter. Cookie cutter. The cookie cutter top 5. It usually consists of these 5, typically. Rakim, God MC, Eminem, Nas, Tupac, and Biggie. How is that for a cookie cutter? Does that sound like most people's top 5? Or at least everybody's got probably one of those guys as their top guy in that top 5?
Yeah, I can agree. For the most part, those are the most mentioned, you know what I mean? But you know, if you're a real hip hop head,
right?
You know, I mean, that's a solid top 5, though.
Yeah, like, if somebody spit that to me, I'd be like, I can't really complain about that.
That's a solid top 5, dude.
Yeah. You know? So here's some other names that get played into that cookie cutter top 5. LL Cool J, and you could consider this guy one of the GOATs, man, for real. Like as far as success, longevity, and what he did for the entertainer rappers like Drake and Travis Scott and those guys. He really paved the way for those.
What he did for hip hop.
And dude spits.
Like, he was one of the first rappers. Yeah. Period. Like one of the first rappers.
He was the first superstar rapper. He was Michael Jordan of rap back in the 80s,
right.
Early
the
90s.
Dude, the fucking the Kango hats, the jumpsuits, you know?
Right, exactly. He also really branded some slang within hip hop. The word dope, that's LL Cool J really brought that term into hip hop culture as like a mainstay slang word. So like he really did help in the foundation of a lot of the cultural things that we see in hip hop today. Another, obviously Jay-Z has got to be in that list just on what he's accomplished. Billionaire rapper. You know, he's got a discography a mile long. He's got hit after hit. There was a stretch where like every summer Jay-Z dropped a song and it was number 1. You know,
Jay-Z's got to be up there.
Yeah.
I think 2 other artists that you could technically, you know, put in that category is Kendrick and J. Cole. You know what I mean?
From the new names, the new school names.
For the new names, yeah. You know, especially a lot of people that enjoy the music. Like those are great. Those are great MCs. Like I feel like
Right.
them two, they're mentioned a lot because they really, they're given a mainstream platform, but they still do hip hop. You know what I mean? So that's always good.
But I mean, if we're talking skill level, those guys definitely are on par with all of those other guys that we just named.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
they make great music.
And they're just J. Cole was inspired by Nas.
Yeah.
Kendrick was inspired by fucking NWA.
Like, but here's the thing about hip hop, okay? J. Cole was inspired by Tupac. We don't know who the MCs are going to be in the future that are inspired by Kendrick and J. Cole and those guys. Those guys are going to be fucking fire. Let's just put it out there, because those are top tier MCs. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Yeah, I think they're going to inspire a whole nother generation of rappers as well. So I think eventually we'll definitely put them up there. I think a lot of people too will put Ice Cube in there just for the West Coast shit. What's going on,
bro? Do you have shit playing in the background?
Nah. I'm all good, man.
I hear something, man.
I think you're tripping, bro.
No.
The hip hop gods are
the headphones.
So I think Ice Cube, I mentioned Ice Cube probably is going to get put in that conversation too. Maybe not in top 5, but he definitely is like an innovator. So culturally, I think people have him. You also have KRS-One for the cult, like the cultural shit. And also, as far as an MC, like he paved a lot of consciousness, freestyle rapping, battle rapping. This guy destroyed dudes in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? In battle rap. So, I mean, you got to put him up there on a cultural standpoint.
Also one of the first rappers as well.
Yeah, another one that comes from that early pedigree. And then the other guy from the early, or the two other guys from the early pedigree that a lot of people will put in their top 5 will be like Big Daddy Kane, just because his polish, man. His polish as a fucking mic control fiend, man. He slaughtered everything. And to this day, even past 50, this dude is fucking murking mics.
Nah, this shit's crazy.
And then Cool G Rap. Cool G Rap. If somebody looked at me and said Cool G Rap was the best rapper of all time, I'm not gonna even argue with him, just because of how much he inspired within Queensbridge hip hop. Without that dude, there's no Nas, Mobb Deep, Cormega, Capone Noriega. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really fostered a lot of that shit. Storytelling, unbelievable. Multi-game, ridiculous.
Right.
Okay? So telling stories in multi-format, multiple syllable rhymes, every bar rhymed itself type shit. A lot of MCs paved their craft after that guy. So I think you got to put him in that as well. But we're going to start with our personal top 5s. I'm going to let you begin, and we're going to go backwards to number 1. So we're going to go 5 to 1, and then justify, and then we'll discuss that. So go for it.
All right. So I'm going to just do each artist individually. Number 5 for me is the rapper Ritz. He was signed to Strange Music, but he's been doing music for like fucking 20 years, dude. And dude's delivery, flow, I've never heard a weak song from this guy.
No.
Never. You know what I mean? And
makes great music.
And like it's crazy because the his collabs as well. He'll hop on a collab. All the shit he did with Strange Music. I personally met dude before. He's fucking, real humble, solid guy. Fucking gave me advice on this music shit. So that's my one, why he's my personal, on the top 5 list. Okay. Number 4, I'm gonna go Twist and Insane, bro. This dude's chopping ability and writing ability is unmatched. I don't know anybody that's really like fucking with that. You know what I mean? But as well, like, the reason why I fuck with him is because the whole shit he did with Brainsick, and he's a real ass dude. Like,
yeah, another independent cat too.
He don't fuck around, bro. That dude don't fuck around. No. But and like, he's like one of the first like real underground rappers I've seen ever do this, and he released a 2 like I think it was last year, 2 albums, Six James and Sycophotamus, and fucking it was a total of like 42 tracks if you added both albums together, and it was just everything was fucking slaughtering. You know what I mean? He's killing all that shit. That's number 4.
Both of those guys are like extremely talented bar spitters. You know what I'm saying? Like just technical ability, chop ability. Those are 2 of the best. You know?
Right. So easily.
I'm seeing a little trend in your top 5 here.
Well, third, I feel is most underrated. Like, and he just like he ain't never stopped rapping, and I feel like without him, there wouldn't be no Nas. I'm talking about AZ. AZ, hip hop, lyricism, fucking dude's a storyteller, and I feel like back then, and still to this day, he can still go. You know what I mean? He's been dropping shit recently.
He's about to drop Do or Die too.
And that's what I'm saying. Look, Do or Die is probably one of the most classic albums in hip hop, easily. You know what I mean? You can listen to that shit start to finish. And, you know, just personally for me, I mean, just the inspiration, you know, listening to his music, you know, makes you want to write, makes you want to rap, you know, and fucking dude makes great music, legendary shit. Still to this day, Rather Unique is my favorite song.
I love that track too.
Number 2, I'm gonna have to go Pac, bro. Tupac. You know, I don't think I've ever had anybody ask me the question, you know, Biggie or Tupac, Biggie or Tupac. But the reason why I picked Pac, bro, is because my first rap album that I stole from my mom was the All Eyes on Me double disc, and I listened to it like a motherfucker. And I was only like
hit after.
I was only like 8.
It's one of the best albums of all time.
I was only like 8, but that shit inspired me to rap. That's one of those albums that inspired me to rap. Growing up, listening to it, still to this day I listen to it. But yeah, that's why Tupac is number 2. And then number 1, obviously anybody that knows me, the dudes in the background right there, Tech Nine, bro. Tech Nine. Everything he's done, independent wise, dude's a fucking genius. His versatility, I feel like nobody could fuck with. The dude's done rock songs, he's done EDM songs, fucking, and he's always kept it hip hop, independent, and he has his own thing. Like Strange Music has been around for fucking damn near 20 years. You know what I mean? And it's all independent. He's not, you know, but Tech Nine as a lyricist, as an MC, I just feel like nobody's fucking with that. He could do anything he wants, bro. And he's ridiculous. He's like he's toured the most I've ever seen out of any hip hop artist, bro. And this dude, all he does is make music and tour, and all the Strange Music artists alone, they put out so much music. It's sort of like you can't keep up sometimes. You're like, damn, somebody just dropped something else. You know what I mean? But Tech Nine's number 1, my top 5 MCs, because nobody's fucking with him, dude. Nobody's fucking with that dude.
He's an independent juggernaut.
45, 46 years old.
Crazy. Still
fucking touring like crazy. Still making music, dropping albums. Nobody's fucking with him, dude. That's my opinion.
Okay. So I saw a little chopper kind of element to your top 5, and that's pretty cool. I don't have anything to say about that really, because I mean, as on a skill level, I think all of those guys, you can make a case. You know what I'm saying? AZ, seriously technical lyricist, his multi-game and that street science and different shit that he talked about.
The way he writes is crazy.
The way he writes, exactly. And how he puts those things together, that definitely, I understand that. Tupac, just larger than life, but a really good lyricist as well.
The dude did.
And then the other 3 are just nasty fucking spitters, bro.
Bro, by 25, Tupac did what nobody else did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's all I can say.
Right.
By 25 years old, this dude just was still nobody could top that.
I agree.
Fucking almost 1,000 songs. Fucking 25 what, like 25 albums or some shit?
Well, I mean, he has a bunch of like post-death, but I think he had like 7 or so while he was alive, which is pretty crazy.
No, it was legendary.
Yeah. So my top 5 has a little theme to it too. It's mainly just conscious lyricism. I really like conscious hip hop. I like people who have a message. I make music like that, and I just like technical lyricism, things that are really in depth concepts. Plus, I also really like wordplay. So these MCs are just ridiculous with the wordplay. So my number 5, this was tough because my top 4 is pretty easy for me. But the 5th one was definitely like a wild card. And I think when it's all said and done, I will definitely be able to say like, yes, this dude, he might even go higher on this list. And that guy's Locksmith, man.
No,
Locksmith is a fucking nasty spitter, bro. As far as message, the wordplay that he uses in his bars is next level. I have some guys that are above him just from a musical standpoint, in my opinion. Right. But as far as bars are concerned, he might be the best lyricist of all time. He's in that conversation.
He says he doesn't write.
Yeah, I know. I don't believe it just because it's ridiculous.
If
he's
crazy.
Freestyling everything that he's saying, he is definitely the best lyricist of all time. Right. He's on another guy in my list level. Then number 4 is my guy, and you always bring him up to me too, Tragedy Gaddafi. The most underrated MC of all time, and it's not even fucking close. It's not even fucking close, dude. Now, he when he originally started, he went by the name Intelligent Hoodlum, and he had some really like black nationalist, Malcolm X type fucking conscious hip hop, and he still does the conscious hip hop and all that today. But without Cool G Rap and Tragedy Gaddafi, that whole Queensbridge hip hop scene doesn't exist. And he also has paved the way for guys like AZ as well, who were involved with the Firm and a lot of those Queensbridge guys. Without those two guys, dude, and I'll explain how. Cool G Rap with the storytelling of Nas. Nas is a storyteller as well. He gets that from Cool G Rap. The street kind of poetics and all that is also Cool G Rap, telling stories about the street. The multi-game is there, but I think from Tragedy Gaddafi, he really gets that spiritual element that Nas has, or that really conscious element of his music. He gets that from Tragedy Gaddafi, and that's he's underrated. He's super underrated. He should be in a top 50 list. I don't know if I'd put him in number 1 conversations, but he definitely deserves to be in that conversation of top 50. Number 3, Lupe Fiasco. Okay.
Lupe.
Next level lyricist, storyteller, bizarre, like abstract lyricism. And I really enjoy his music. I think the only thing I really knock on Lupe is like his flow doesn't change up too much, but musically he's amazing. He always has great production. He always has great like singers on his hooks, and his in-depth storytelling is his ability to just personify different things and make things and take them and put them in a different light, but say something else. Double entendres is basically what I'm saying. His double entendre and wordplay game is amazing. So he makes my number 3. My number 2 is Cannabis. Just because this dude has inspired me a ton as far as the battle rap kind of bars. Like fucking Cannabis's bars are just I don't even have words for him.
Shit, bro.
I don't have words for some of the shit that this dude is talking about, topic-wise, talking about aliens and fucking Freemasons and Christian eschatology, and his conscious shit is just bananas. Nobody says things like Cannabis in their music. And as far as the way he puts it all together, plus that raspy kind of dark tone that he has. Now, a lot of people will, shit on him for that Disaster battle that he had against Disaster. My opinion on that is that it definitely does hurt him a little bit, but it doesn't ruin it because that wasn't his element, man. Yes, he was a battle rapper, but he was a diss track battle rapper. He wasn't a, you know, in your face
like
acapella
thing, but
yeah, exactly. Now,
I mean, if you write like that though, that should be easy.
Yeah, exactly. Pulling out the rhyme book is inexcusable. Okay, but he got flustered in something that wasn't his element. That dude has not been battle rapping forever. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't battle rapped since the 90s. And then he goes up against Disaster, who is a fucking monster. Arguably a top 5 battle rapper all time. So, I mean, he got flustered. He lost his concentration. He fucked up. And I can understand how people hold it against him. But I think from a lyrical level, he has inspired me a lot. And when I discovered hip-hop, somebody I really paid attention to and really learned to love their music. And then number 1 is Black Thought.
Yeah,
I knew it. And dude, as far as accomplishments, okay, this guy is up there. Okay, we already know what he can do lyrically. We already know the roots. Think of this: the dude probably has a top 10 verse out there. Okay, as far as like, if we're just going through hip hop catalogs and saying top 10 verses ever spit, you might be able to put a Black Thought verse in there. My pick would be Web. Web is a ridiculous song.
Bro.
Okay, Web, that verse over that drum break, he just murders that drum break. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's one of my favorite tracks. But as far, the dude has a Grammy with the Roots. He won a Grammy with the Roots.
Bro, he performs.
You know what I'm saying? There's not too many rappers with Grammys.
He performs on the Jimmy Fallon show every night.
He's the host with the group of and the house band of the most popular late night show. You know, that's a ridiculous accomplishment as well.
That's a legendary shit for hip hop, bro. People don't realize that.
Exactly. And then the other thing is he definitely has a top 5 album within the Roots catalog, which would be Things Fall Apart. And you might be able to put a few others, but Things Fall Apart is their magnum opus. And then the new shit that he just dropped with fucking Ninth Wonder, Streams of Thought, 1 and 2 are both insane.
Right.
They're really good works. They flow. It's typical Black Thought. And he says, you know, some of his best bars on those projects. So Black Thought is definitely my number 1 MC. And I think in a lot of hip hop circles, he might be another guy that approaches that cookie cutter list, especially just because of his lyrical ability.
Well, I mean, yeah. I like how you had Lupe on there. You know, Lasers is one of my favorite albums, bro. Like of all time. The dude, his beat selection is crazy. He's fucking dope. And then with Black Thought, bro, I wanted to say that's like easily one of the best like writers.
Oh yeah,
freestyle, you know what I mean?
Too.
Writers and freestyles. That's what I'm saying. Two writers and freestyles. Like he's like still got the most legendary fucking what was it? The Funk Flex freestyle. Yeah, that's like the most legendary shit, bro. He went for like what 23 minutes or some shit.
It was crazy.
That's just minutes. One of them.
10 minutes straight.
That's just one of them. And Locksmith did the same thing too.
Yeah,
he freestyled on Sway, then just went in, bro. So them two right there, fucking, I agree with those, bro.
Okay,
those are fucking ill.
I think
see why.
I think we got 10 MCs there that are all kind of severely underrated.
I think they would slaughter the whole hip hop game.
For real. Yeah, no, I agree, man.
That'd be crazy.
So we also want to talk about another ridiculous spitter that is coming up in the game right now. This young kid, and he just popped up. He doesn't really have much out. But that guy is Landxn Fyre. And he's recently been on a couple tracks with Tech 9 at 13 years old. If you haven't checked out this kid, his chop ability is impressive.
Especially for 13.
He's actually putting together pretty solid lyrics.
Didn't I show you him at first?
Yeah, you showed me like, bro, look at this kid.
I was like, check him out.
You pressed me about it. You're like, bro,
I was like,
check this kid out.
You didn't check it out yet, did you? No, man. He's very interesting for, you know, little kid and the way he flows, but the way I guess he was this like kind of discovered by Tech is he got on stage at one of Futuristic shows, and I guess Futuristic picked him out of the crowd or something, or Futuristic knew him already, and he let the kid spit, let him spit with Futuristic, and fucking Tech-9 was at Futuristic show and was like, hey bro, we gotta get this kid on the track. Boom. That's how that happened. Like, that's crazy though. And he's on, like you said, he's got 2 tracks with him, with Tech-9. For your first music video to be with Tech-9 at 13 years old, it's pretty fucking dope, bro.
That's incredible. That's your GOAT, bro. That's a fucking dream. You've told me a number of times, you're like, bro, if I get a collab with Tech-9, my career is good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm straight. Like, this dude has done that at 13, man. This dude's living your dream at 13, bro. Kidding. Yeah.
No. He's he's doing his thing, but that's what I'm saying.
You weren't spitting like that at 13, though. You know,
timing is everything. I don't think I was spitting, nigga. I was focused on school.
Yeah. No, I wasn't. I started rapping around like 15 years old, and I sucked. I sucked for a good 2.5 years at least, and then I started getting really good.
When I we always start out garbage, but
yeah.
I mean, I think I still have the notebook. You should see it. I was writing shit at 8 years old that didn't make no fucking sense. But it was rhymes, bro. So it's pretty dope, when you're young, and he has time to build a career. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, you were saying some shit earlier about how he should keep doing collabs and shit.
Yeah. Right? Well, here's the thing. Here's my honest opinion. He's a really skilled kid. Like he is really good at that chop style. He sounds like Tech-9. Like he really has that Eminem Tech-9 kind of style at 13. I mean, that's really ridiculous. The only thing is that he kind of uses the fact that he's 13 as kind of a gimmick, and which is fine. You know what I'm saying? It's impressive, but it's going to wear off at some point. You're not going to be 13 and cute and really, just amazing. You know what I'm saying? Anymore.
I mean, I'm going to be honest.
So what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying?
But wouldn't you?
No, I agree.
13 years old, shit. I'll be like, I'm 13 and I'm hella mean.
Yeah. No, I feel that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be interesting to see how he develops as an artist and where he really goes. Does he take his own direction?
See his career,
or does he find a new gimmick? Or what happens with this kid?
I think he's gonna get signed to Tech-9. There's gonna be like some distribution deal or something, like an album deal. You know what I mean? Because people are on text comments like, sign Landxn Fyre, sign Landxn. So,
well, that would be great for him, just because he would have really accomplished independent guys that have his back. We're steering him in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, so I mean, that probably isn't the best thing.
They're showing him the ropes.
I know it is the best thing. That's
they're showing him the ropes. Like, he's learning the ropes. He's learning from motherfuckers that, you know what I mean? Like, that can actually show him how to do this shit, like, legit. So he's learning from the right people, at least.
My other point would be he should probably be careful with what he does at this age as far as releasing music. If I were him, I really wouldn't drop an album or anything like right now, because he's going to get better. You know what I'm saying? And first impressions are important in hip hop. Look at what Nas did. Nas's Illmatic album is probably
that's got to be one of
best.
Your top,
it's in your top 3 albums all time. And the reason is because that dude did that at 18 years old, and it's fucking straight fire. Every track is just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Another album.
Landxn Fyre needs to do that. Landxn Fyre needs to be very careful and try to do that when he drops a project.
Do like the most legendary album a 13-year-old's ever done.
No, not even 13. I don't think he should drop it.
Wait till he gets older, gain some more knowledge.
Like 17, right.
Yeah. Figure out how he's gonna do it.
Yeah. Drop some singles, build his
learn
name,
a lot of shit, man.
Do collabs, learn, and then fucking drop something crazy and show the world who the fuck you really are. That would be my suggestion, just because the first impression is important. You don't want to be labeled as that, he was only dope because he was 13. And
remember,
still,
that one kid I was telling you about, Chris Miles. I feel like that happened to him. He was 13. he was going viral and shit. You know, he should have just, you know, calmed down for a minute. He dropped the album. It didn't really, you know, do much. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, where's he at now? Like, I think he's still making music, but it's not good music.
Right. He needs to take advantage of these collabs with Tech-9 and Futuristic and all of these other underground guys that want to work with him, and really just do features and maybe do some singles here and there, but keep it low key and learn, man. Do some tours and shit and figure that out, and then fucking drop some crazy shit.
Well, like I said,
but he's good. He's good.
He's learning from the best. Yeah. I mean, one of the best. So he's in good hands. I think they're teaching him shit like that. You know, teaching him how to build his artistry on social media, and you know what I mean. Working with him in the studio. Yeah. Like Chris Calico was with him in the studio, helping him spit that verse, like making sure he gets it, how to approach the mic. Yeah. So I think that was the first verse he ever like. Yeah,
he's real raw. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said I would be very careful, because he's real raw. Needs to learn and figure it out, and then he'll be good. But yeah, no, he's impressive, man. Like I said, I don't remember writing anything like that at that age.
Not at 13.
Yeah. So speaking on that, let's talk about like our writing styles. You know, like how do we write? Because we write kind of different when we write. We are a group, but we often write alone, and then also you prefer a pen and a paper, and I'm a text guy.
I use both.
Yeah, I mean, if you're pressured into something, you'll pull out your phone.
But I always transfer my verses to paper.
See,
if I write
that's
in the
some
phone.
Ritual shit right there, dude. That's some ritual shit.
I have to, you know, because shit, you never know, dog. My fucking phone could crash one day, and
that's true.
All my verses are gone.
I've done that. I've deleted my verses a couple times. Shake the phone or whatever and ask you to delete, and then you hit it on accident or something.
But honestly, I mean, technology is so crazy nowadays. You can fucking email your rhymes to you. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of newer artists write on the phone.
Some don't even write.
But some don't even write. You know, but I know there's a lot of rappers that still write on paper. You know, like you said, it's a fucking ritual to tech. I think Tech-9 does that, but I've always written on paper, dog, since I was 8, dog. And I got this obsession. Anybody that like really knows me, I got this obsession with pens. So
he does. He has like 3,000. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, that's a little too. I ain't got no 3,000. I just got a cup full of pens, but I love pens.
Yeah.
And I love writing. It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Shit, I got a pad right here.
Yeah, no, I just came from like a different type of format. Like I got into hip hop from text battling online back when that was a thing. And now those forms don't even fucking exist anymore.
Right.
But I used to text battle and shit and do these like topical battles where you have to use technical rhymes and tell a story and do all that
they
shit.
Give you like almost like an assignment. Shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
And then people would judge you and critique it and vote. And whoever, and I was really good. I think I lost one battle my whole thing. So my whole text battle career, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, that's how I really got into it. And then I always typed on the computer, you know what I'm saying? And now I do it on my phone. I don't have any of my rhymes on paper at all. I don't have a damn rhyme on paper.
You probably don't. You probably one of those people that don't like your handwriting or some shit.
That's the other thing though. But here's the thing: I edit verses quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll write something, and then I'll have to go back and I'll have to spit it. And if there's a word that I need to take out and shit, well, then I got to go back and I got to fucking do this. Like there was unless you like write it out, make all your corrections, and then write it back in perfect format. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of like when I'm writing.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
No, it's not. when I'm writing, there's a lot of rough drafts, shit,
Yeah,
I'll
saying.
scribble some shit out, I'll fucking put an arrow over somewhere. But sometimes also, like, I'll get like a quick idea and I know I could write it down faster than I could text it. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of people use the voice to text. I ain't trying to do that. I know I could write it down quicker, you know what I mean, than text it. So I just write it down, you know what I mean, then starts off and then I start adding to it. That's basically kind of how I write.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. We got a request to talk about that, but like as artists, everybody has their own method to their madness. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like some people do like that pen and paper. Some people don't write. Some people use, just their phone or whatever. Some people just freestyle completely off the dome. Don't even write in their head. You know what I'm saying? So like, whatever you're comfortable
crazy.
with.
That's crazy. If you can have a fucking notepad in your head, that's fucking.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That's some shit right there.
Yeah. For sure. There's a few, though. Classically, Jay-Z is known for doing that. That's probably what Locksmith does.
He's right. He just got a notepad in his head, bunch of notes saved and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Just boom. Okay, what verse is this for? All right.
I could be wrong. Locksmith could be freestyling. I don't fucking know, but
that's crazy if he is, dude.
Either way, it's ridiculous. It just even if he's writing that shit.
No, of course,
amazing.
Of course, he's got legendary fucking songs, and that's a dude I met. That's another dude that I've met personally too. I've met him twice, and he's always shit. Yep. He gave me advice on how to do this shit too.
We did an interview with him. I still got that in the deck somewhere,
Yeah.
But good dude. So getting close to the end here, we want to usually at the end spit a little bit of game. Give artists some tips on what they can do to get the next leg up in this game and really start building a fan base, making money off of their art. And week by week, we're just going to give some tips. This week, we decided to really focus on social media and content. So we're going to talk about, different ideas for what you can use as content, how you should go about releasing that content, and then talk about some other things definitely within the marketing realm of how you can get that content, numbers and what you can do to really reach a new fan base and build those fans up. Right. So AJ, you could start, and I think you wanted to talk a little bit about IG.
Content on Instagram, basically making it, and let me take a drink of water. So content on Instagram. It's all about, like, first thing is the minutes. You know what I mean? You want to start off with the minute videos. You know what I mean? Just fucking minute videos of your verses, the songs you got, breaking shit down. Also fucking hashtags. Hashtags are very important. I think you're allowed to. I think you're allowed up to 30 hashtags on any Instagram post, which is dope. You know what I mean? You always want to relate the shit to your content. If you're a rapper, you always want to put some shit like hashtag hip hop, hashtag rap, just all kinds of different shit, bangers,
Help your analytics for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you're rapping over a boom bap beat, put boom bap. Just, relate to the material that you're dropping, but definitely
target your audience.
Right. Definitely make minute videos of, highlighting your verses, highlighting your hooks, releases, highlight your, you could also put the full video on Instagram TV. So Instagram TV, I think that's a new thing. It's been around for a minute now, but
it's cool.
It's dope because you can post the full video on there. You can post the full video on Instagram, so now people can watch the full video, and you could promote. You could promote the post, so more people could see it.
Yep.
So you can interact with people. You could tag people on Instagram. So say if you do like a fucking people that use their Instagram all the time. I've had DJ Herc like my shit all the time. That shit's pretty dope. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can interact with your favorite artists on Instagram just by tagging them and shit. You know what I mean? Say if you're at a show and you take a picture of them, you know what I mean? Tag them on Instagram, and they'll probably end up sharing your fucking picture. Now you got people hitting you up for, you know what I mean? Hitting you up for photography. That's another hustle. Yeah. Or you could share their video. Or if you're doing a remix to somebody's beat, you can tag them on Instagram and they'll probably see it and see how you rap and shit. They can give you feedback. You never know what can happen on Instagram. But definitely, that's why you got to post the content. And timing is very, you know, you got to think time. So I like to do like a little 4-hour block. So 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., and then 10 p.m. If you post all those times every single day, you will see your Instagram followers go up, and you'll get more likes, you get more comments, all kinds of different shit. So you got to create that much content though, which we're steady doing right now. So eventually you're gonna see that on our Instagram. You know, every post has a slot. So the 10 a.m. slot, 12 p.m. slot, 2 p.m. slot, you know what I mean? So as long as you do that, because you got to think about it, you know, break it down. 10 a.m., people, you know, most people in the world are just waking up. You know, what's the first thing people do? Your average person, they pick up their phone. So, and they go on social media. You know what I mean? So you'll get a bunch of likes for posting at 10 a.m. just because a bunch of motherfuckers are on there. 12 p.m., what do people do? Most people probably, right, 12 p.m., exactly. People are probably eating lunch. And after they eat lunch, they go on their phone. So, you know what I mean? There's just certain times are perfect for posting that content. So create all the content you possibly can.
Highlight the process with the content. I think that's really what you're trying to say, because you got to be kind of original. Yeah, you can post pictures of yourself. Yeah, you can post music videos.
No, definitely post pictures. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but you can post
have a process.
Covers.
There's a process to it. Like, there's a process to build your Instagram.
Regiment it.
Act with your favorite artists. Talk to your favorite artists, because you can. You know what I mean? You could send an artist a message on Instagram. 9 times out of 10, they'll probably see it. Yeah. You know what I mean? You might get a response. You never know. But, you know, don't hit them up with no stupid shit like, hey, check out my music.
Did you hear this new shit though? That like Jadakiss and fucking Cassidy are like Instagramming random motherfucking rappers about collaborations on projects and shit.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Well, here's the scoop on that.
I mean, I've seen the post.
Obviously, there's somebody that's managing their profile, but it's legit. Now, they're charging to get on this mixtape, but it's a mixtape that's hosted by Jadakiss and
well, yeah,
Cassidy.
I've seen something about like people were getting the same exact message.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, the same. Yo, I like your shit or whatever, and the same exact message is coming from Cassidy and Jadakiss. And no, yeah,
that's but a little funny.
It's just weird
but it's
how
official,
they got it,
though.
But
it really is. And
a lot of artists have that though. A lot of artists don't run their own social media.
But it is coming from their official pages, and it is a real opportunity. But it's just a matter, do you want to pay that fee for a project, you know? So
well, it's just an opportunity for
it's an opportunity. You know? It's a good opportunity for sure. You know, I don't blame.
I mean, it's not like you're gonna get in the studio and work with these niggas.
That's the point. You're getting a slot on a mixtape. You're not getting a collaboration with Jadakiss. No. So I think that's the thing. But you never know if you get on the mixtape.
Opportunity.
Yeah, and they really like that track that they put on their mixtape. You never know. That could lead to an opportunity. So opportunities lead to other opportunities, man.
Right.
You know, so that's important to think about.
Yeah, so have a process to your content on Instagram, but you got to make a bunch of content.
Yeah,
you gotta be on that shit and kind of like post every day, especially when we're on lockdown. Shit.
Yeah. So I want to really highlight Facebook, because that's really where I've had most of my success promoting and building platforms. For a while, I was doing some management of platforms for other artists, and I did pretty great things as far as like attracting hip-hop fans to their pages and stuff. But again, it all goes back to the content, man. It all goes back to what you were posting. And as an artist, you definitely should post more content of you and what's going on with your things. But man, don't underestimate the fucking power of a meme, man. Memes really is a big way to promote. You can promote your own work through memes. It's possible. Plus, memes just get people who are attracted to whatever the meme is about onto your content. So say you're making real boom bap hip hop and you make a meme about which one of these boom bap rappers you might like the most. You know what I'm saying? Those are hip hop fans that are coming to your shit, and they are going to be more likely to see your content if they engage with it. And if they engage with it, you can invite them to your page so they'll see more of your posts pretty frequently. So I think Facebook pages are essential for artists. The reason why they're essential is because you can run ads through them. You can't just run a fucking ad off your personal Facebook Fedbook page. And I just want to call it that just because.
What a Fedbook page?
Facebook Fedbook page, yeah. Anyway, we're not going to get into the censorship and all that shit. But anyway, you can't run ads off your personal page. So you want to create a business page or an artist page, which is basically a business page to run your ads off of. And these are essential because as a hip hop artist, if you go into these ads, they have niches in East Coast rap, West Coast rap, old school, classic hip hop, alternative hip hop, underground hip hop, trap, everything, lo-fi hip hop, everything. Okay, so you can target specific audiences to the songs that you are creating, and build a fan base that way. You can send them to your music video. You can send them to your Bandcamp or your Spotify, and get direct streams for the money that you put up for those ads. The other really useful tool is the Facebook Pixel, which the Facebook Pixel is going to allow data to be tracked that you can then use to retarget those people. So it'll track things like if somebody bought your album, okay, that's going into the Facebook Pixel. And next time you want to run an ad, you can target it to people that just bought your album when you put out a new album, or if they engage with your posts, anybody who engaged with your posts in the past, or just different data can be used with the Facebook Pixel to retarget those audiences that are really fucking with your shit. So I think those three things: set up a business page, make sure your content is pretty much the same as what you're doing on Instagram. Yeah. Don't underestimate the power of a meme, for sure. Use them to promote.
Oh, memes go viral, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We've had multiple go viral.
Exactly.
Like that's how a lot of our pages have been built.
They have been built a lot on memes and content. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you get into some of these groups
that's
on
constantly
Facebook too,
every day. You got to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Time slots.
Yep.
You got to post that shit at certain times.
Yeah. So your tips were really useful for that, for sure. The content and the timing of that content is essential. Yeah. These other things will definitely help you on Facebook. But ads, I definitely encourage artists to start learning how to make ads for your music. The more engaging the content, the better. And start using that tool to target niches that appeal to your music.
Because that's post every day.
And post every day.
Post every day.
You don't need to put an ad on everything.
No.
But the stuff that's really getting engagement, music videos, things that you really want to expand your reach with, definitely put ads on those so that you can build your Facebook page with that. And then, you can integrate everything with Facebook. I got it so that when we post on Facebook, it posts on Twitter. You can set it up so when you post on Instagram, it posts on Facebook. So, I mean, it's all integrated shit. So definitely do that as well. That way you're getting double the content almost and being really relevant within the timelines of the people that follow you.
Right. Hell yeah. No, I agree, man. Like I said, with the memes and the time slots, man, and don't be afraid to create your own fucking memes,
Yes. Actually, I encourage you to do that. Once in a while. Original shit is better.
Memes. And make shit relatable to your page. Mm-hmm. Like you don't want to fucking
topics in your music. Say you make a love song or something, or more of like a lady killer track. You know what I'm saying? Make a meme that fits that song, and then on that, meme, put the link to the fucking song. You know what I'm saying? And then, or you could even do it up one better. You know, make an ad, put the link in the ad of the meme that you're boosting, and you could see some results from that as well. So get creative with the content, the ad work, and then definitely that Facebook pixel for more detailed targeted statistics that will help you convert more fans.
Post your videos too. Post your music videos and shit.
Yeah, definitely use Facebook.
Post full videos on Facebook. Shit.
Oh, hell yeah. Don't just stay on YouTube and Instagram. Definitely put that on Facebook. There's still a bunch of people who consume through Facebook, especially in groups. Hip-hop groups are fucking huge. Excuse me. On Facebook. So utilize spreading that content in those groups as well. Just don't get banned for fucking months on end like my ass does for putting fucking Wu-Tang content in Wu-Tang groups. You got to be careful with Facebook. Put it this way. They're not looking out for the best interests of everybody. Put it that way. They will fucking limit you and algorithm the shit out of you and fuck up your whole world.
Just because
just because you posted a little too much.
You
posted something that was shocking content and they didn't like
somebody didn't like.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just
crazy,
but most artists don't really have to worry about that shit. So you should.
Well, that's why the time slots are very important too.
Yeah.
I mean, let's 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., 10 p.m. You're only posting 5 times a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you limit that.
Yeah, man, 5 times a day is pretty solid. That's definitely a good benchmark. But yeah, man, I think that's everything we wanted to cover this week. We've really covered
episode 2.
A little bit. Yeah, episode 2. We're two in the belt. I think we want to bring on some guests eventually. We're gonna get talking about that. But
this is definitely gonna slowly build. Eventually, when this fucking quarantine is over, you know what I mean? There'll be an actual, like we could actually fucking kick it.
Once in a while. I like this format.
No, this is super dope. This is super dope.
Yeah, man. We can accomplish a lot. We can bring a gang of motherfuckers in this and really
try looking like the fucking Brady Bunch in this bitch.
That's what we will look
Here's
like.
Here's the homie.
The rap bunch. Yeah. All right, so we're out. Alumni here, Rebel Underground. This is the Rundown Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. We are definitely on Spotify now. You will find this on our Facebook at Rebel Underground Network. We're going to start splitting up some of the segments, put those on Facebook, put those on YouTube and Instagram. So you'll see more like smaller content from this podcast as well. But we definitely got more to come, man. This is really fun.
Go check out Alumni. His new track, ALVMNII. Look, I almost forgot how to spell that shit. But yeah, we got a new track. We just dropped for a contest. Got an MC too. We called it Top Tier. We snapped on this. I think any of our homies out there that fuck with our music and shit, you'll really like this one. So go check that out, man. Share it. Give us some feedback. We want to know, how you guys like it.
Yeah, it's on SoundCloud, Bandcamp. It's going to be on Spotify here in a minute. It's definitely on YouTube. We got a cool video for the official entry, so definitely check that out. But that's it, man. That was the rundown. Till next week.
I'm AJ.
I'm Coherent.
We out.
We out.
That's it.